The Black Rifle Coffee Company is a perfect fit for the deep red states, but will their reputation and over-the-top approach to gun rights, will that turn you away? Let's take a closer look at this company and decide if this is the place for you. Welcome to Bear Facts, where we explore the Smoky Mountains one bear fact at a time. Some would argue that the Black Rifle Coffee Company is just another company whose main goal is to force their agenda on others, and really isn't a place the average Smoky Mountain vacationer would care for. But the thing is, Black Rifle is actually much more fitting for the Smokies than Starbucks or most national coffee chains. The Smoky Mountains are in the South and are a very red state with bone-deep Republican beliefs, and the Black Rifle Coffee Company reflects those local ideology far, far better than Starbucks or Dunkin's could ever come close to. But what are those ideals, and would it impact your willingness to enjoy their products or not? The Black Rifle Coffee Company, BRCC, arrived in the Smoky Mountains in 2021. There is one official BRCC location in Sevierville off of the Parkway, and another coffee brewery who sells their products exclusively at the Mountain Mile shopping mall in Pigeon Forge behind the island. There are almost 80 locations around the country, and you probably won't be surprised to learn that most, if not all, the physical locations are in the southern states such as Texas, Georgia, Virginia, and of course Tennessee. But the Black Rifle coffee products can be found in Walmarts and other gas stations in every state, and they also do very well with online sales. The company is projecting sales of over $300 million alone this year. Now, it's small fries compared to Dunkin's $2 billion in annual revenues and Starbucks' $35 billion in revenues, but considering the Black Rifle Company is only 10 years old, that's a huge accomplishment. So what is the controversy behind this company, and how has this controversy helped or hindered their growth? Let's start with a little history and learn about their philosophy. The company was first started by former Green Beret Evan Heffer. He started small with a coffee he sold through a Friends Apparel website. His popularity grew as he continued to market and target his products through the gun ranges, tactical stores, and even Bass Pro. His true audience were and still are military and support services. He is a huge advocate for military veterans and has a publication, Coffee or Die magazine, which continues to provide information and resources for veterans. The company is committed to hiring and providing opportunities to veterans, and over 50% of their employees are actually veterans. The company also puts in a percentage of their sales towards programs to help and support veterans. In 2021, the BRCC merged with Silverbox Engaged Merger Corp and became a publicly traded company. So some might ask, what's the controversy? These guys seem awesome, and they are pretty awesome. But there's a huge fracture in our country when it comes to gun rights, and that little thing called the Second Amendment that grants the rights for U.S. citizens to bear arms. To put it extremely lightly, the BRCC is a huge advocate of gun rights, and it's not shy about promoting and talking about it. Now, I personally have no issue with this agenda, but there is something to be said about companies that push their agenda. This has backfired on Disney big time and many other companies as well. Even Wall Street has tried to force them to tone down the gun-themed branding, but come on, they're called the Black Rifle Coffee Company. How could they afford to tone it down without losing their fan base? And that is where I come back to the Smoky Mountains. If you're a fan of extremely strong coffee and want to show support to our troops and veterans, then this place is really doing their part. But if you have an extreme aversion to guns, just reading their name will offend you. I think an article from WSJ summed up that thought process the best by saying the BRCC is a socially conscious but politically incorrect company. Now, if you are interested in reading this article, I left a link in the description, but I'm not here to push my agenda on anyone. Heck, I have a concealed carry permit, but that doesn't mean I don't see things from both sides. It is a very controversial topic, and to put it succinctly, both sides are correct to some extent. But honestly, I think the company is doing some good things and should at least get recognized for their part. They are also sticking to their guns. Get it, guns? So, kudos to them for not buckling. But the real question you should be asking is if this place is worth going to for a good cup of coffee. Absolutely. Not only are you supporting our vets and first responders, but also getting a really strong cup of coffee by friendly staff in a clean, well thought out space. Let's talk about the actual coffee place and leave the politics behind. First, I want to point out that the official location for the Black Rifle Coffee Company is on the parkway across from the Tanger's outlet. This is actually the only one I've ever been in, since they seem to shy away from the northern states. I wonder why. But they are in a good spot, right next to Walgreens and a red light. Something that can be very, very important if you need to take a left onto the parkway after leaving. The BRCC has an app you can download as well as a drive-thru, though if you have the time, I would suggest going inside. This location has great seating for all size groups, from cozy sofa chairs to a full-size conference table with charging stations and a skeleton who loves to dress for the season. Has anyone know why or what his name is? And why a skeleton? Did they drink too much coffee? Anyway, the interior is very modern, but it's the small details that make it fun and unique. They don't have guns all over the walls, but you will see them on their merchandise and logo. What you will see are the reminders of the company's goals and who they are trying to support. There are pictures on the walls of the military in action, advertisements that promote the business goals, and if you are in the military or a vet or first responder, you will get a discount. They also like dogs. At the Smoky Mountain location, they also have some fun with the window art. It seems to change for at least the winter season. BRCC also supports local business such as Wildflower by selling this little out-of-the-way bakery products in the coffee house. I'm not sure if they're the only bakery they buy from at this location, but Wildflower is a super great bakery in Sevierville, just down the road. Their hours really suck, but they have some top-shelf pastries, including a fantastic Dollywood-style cinnamon bread you can find in their store. Anyway, back to the BRCC. They have your standard coffee, but they also have all kinds of things added to make your own crafted beverage. Now, I'm a mocha girl, and you won't catch me drinking anything else, so don't bother asking if the caramel is good. I won't know. But I do know that they have a wide range of different strength coffee, and I'll have to tell you, the first time I tried it, I thought for sure they'd put a little bit of gunpowder in there because that stuff was strong. There is a wide range of merchandise from coffee mugs to babies' clothing. Of course, you can also buy shirts and other products with their logos as well as their coffee. But don't expect a deal. The coffee in-house costs the same as it did in Walmart back home. You actually might get a better deal if you go online. So keep an eye out for those deals as they pop up. But who wants to buy something at home when you're in the actual place? It's like buying Bush's beans in Target when their factory is just down the road from Pigeon Forge, and you can get fresh cans from their store. Okay, so I don't know how fresh those cans really are, but they were made across the street. How cool is that? Now, if you recall, I also pointed out that there is another BRCC distributor in Pigeon Forge. They're called the Coffee Armory. They are located in the Mountain Mile Plaza, or also called the Tower Plaza, behind the island. This plaza is pretty new, and I could be wrong, I believe this location opened before the BRCC in Sevierville, which opened at the end of 2021. They are locally owned and serve only Black Rifle coffee. In fact, they've done such an amazing job selling the BRCC products, I didn't even realize they weren't an actual BRCC. It wasn't until I looked up their address and could only find one Black Rifle Coffee Company address in the Smoky Mountains. That was a surprise. So, here's the deal. If you are dead set against guns and anything to do with them, stick to your principles and just don't go. But honestly, I think this company has done a good job so far, and from what I can tell, they're more focused on supporting our armed forces and first responders than promoting guns. Though there is a healthy amount of that going on as well. And there has been a few issues that are popping up since they merged. Growing pains is the best way to describe those issues. But overall, they serve a decent cup of coffee and are a good place to stop, relax, reload, haha, not really, and unwind. Vacations are stressful, and a good cup of coffee might be the most vital thing you need to get back and enjoy it. Thanks again for watching us at Bear Facts of the Smoky Mountains. Please help us out by clicking that like button and subscribing to our channel.